Okay, here we are graphing each linear inequality. This one is basically it's written in slope-intercept form, and what we want to do is we want to graph it as though we're dealing with a line, an equation rather. Okay, this is an inequality, but we're going to deal with it as though we're dealing with an equation. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to put a point at -2. We know that that's the intercept. And then from there, we have a slope of 3. So we're going to rise 1, 2, 3, run 1. And we'll put a point there. Do a little better. Put a point there. Now all I have to do is connect them. We do say or equals here. See how this says or equals? Y is greater than or equals. So that means that we can include the line. We'll be using a solid line. I'm going to use my line tool to make this line, and I'm going to adjust it eventually to make sure that it goes through the points. It's pretty good, but I want to make it really as good as I can. So I'm going to adjust the ends until we get it going through both of those points. Seems pretty good right there. Oops. Yep. And now what do we need to do? Well, what we need to do now is decide, are we talking about y values greater than 3x minus 2, which is what the line represents, or y values less than 3x minus 2? So this says, as you can see, y is greater. So that means we want values above the line. So we can take the entire region that is above the line and shade that entire side of the graph. And what we're saying here is that any point within this region works. And I just want to show you a little tool that you could, like a little trick that you can do. Notice this point right here at 0, 0, okay? The origin. That is not sitting on the line. So that means that it'd be a good thing to use to test. Since it's in the shaded region, we should be able to plug in the 0, 0. I'm suggesting that point because the numbers make it really easy. Because all of the x and the y terms will turn to 0. So watch what I'll do. Just to test to make sure that I shaded the correct side of it, we will say y is greater than or equal to 3x minus 2, and then put parentheses where the variables are, and put in 0 for x, 0 for y, and then see if we get a true statement. So we say 0 is greater than or equal to 3 times 0 is 0, and 0 minus 2 is -2. 0 is greater than -2. So that means that the side of the line that includes 0, 0, the origin right here, is part of the solution, and so that should be on the shaded side, and it is. So we know that we've shaded the correct side of the line. That's just a technique that as you go further in this, you'll get a little more comfortable with that, and you'll understand why testing that point 0, 0, if it's sitting on the line, doesn't make a lot of sense because you don't know which side of the line to shade still since you're on the line. Anyhow, we have a correctly graphed linear inequality here, and since it says or equals, which it does, that means that we include all the points in the line, and the line should be solid, which it is.